In the small, sleepy town of Maplewood, there lived a young adventurer named Jack. Jack was known throughout the town for his boundless curiosity and his love for exploring the unknown. His adventurous spirit often led him to the outskirts of town, where he would spend hours wandering through the dense forests and climbing the steep hills that surrounded Maplewood. One sunny afternoon, as Jack was exploring a particularly thick part of the forest, he stumbled upon something extraordinary. Hidden beneath a tangle of roots and vines was an old, weathered chest. Jack's heart raced with excitement as he cleared away the foliage to reveal the chest in its entirety. It was made of sturdy wood, bound with iron bands that had rusted with age. The chest bore a large, ornate lock, and etched into its lid were strange symbols that Jack couldn't quite decipher. Without hesitation, Jack dragged the chest back to his house. He knew he had to find a way to open it and discover what treasures it might hold. After hours of fruitless searching through his father's tool shed, Jack finally found a small, rusted key hidden in the bottom of an old, dusty box. Holding his breath, he inserted the key into the lock and turned it. With a loud click, the lock sprang open, and Jack lifted the lid. Inside the chest, wrapped in layers of old cloth, was a yellowed parchment. Unfolding it carefully, Jack saw that it was a map. The map was intricately drawn, depicting a large forest with various landmarks and a dotted line leading to an hex at the center. Beneath the map was a letter, written in a flowing script. The letter read, "To the brave soul who finds this map, know that you hold in your hands the key to a great treasure. Follow the path marked on the map, and you shall find riches beyond your wildest dreams. But beware, for the journey is fraught with dangers, and only the bravest and most clever will succeed. Good luck." Jack's eyes sparkled with excitement. This was it, the adventure he had always dreamed of. He quickly packed his backpack with essentials, a flashlight, a compass, some food and water, and a notebook to record his journey. He also grabbed his trusty walking stick, which had accompanied him on many of his previous adventures. With everything in place, Jack set out to follow the map and uncover the lost treasure. The first part of the journey was familiar territory. Jack knew the outskirts of Maplewood like the back of his hand, and he easily navigated through the well-trodden paths. As he ventured deeper into the forest, however, the landscape became more challenging. The trees grew taller and denser, their branches intertwining to form a thick canopy that blocked out the sunlight. The air was filled with the sounds of rustling leaves and distant animal calls. Jack followed the map closely, using the landmarks depicted on it to guide his way. He passed a large, moss-covered boulder that resembled a giant's face, and a twisted tree with branches that reached out like skeletal fingers. Each step brought him closer to the center of the map, where the X marked the spot. As night fell, Jack decided to set up camp. He found a small clearing, where he built a fire to keep warm and ward off any curious animals. Sitting by the fire, he couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and apprehension. The letter had warned of dangers, but Jack was determined to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With the fire crackling and the stars shining overhead, Jack fell into a restless sleep, dreaming of the treasure that awaited him. The next morning, Jack awoke with the first light of dawn. He quickly packed up his camp and resumed his journey. The path became increasingly difficult, with steep inclines and treacherous ravines. Jack used his walking stick to steady himself as he climbed over rocks and waded through streams. Despite the challenges, he pressed on, driven by the promise of the treasure. Around midday, Jack reached a large clearing dominated by a massive oak tree. According to the map, this was the final landmark before the treasure. The tree's gnarled branches stretched out like arms, and its roots burrowed deep into the ground. Jack felt a sense of awe as he approached the tree, knowing that he was on the brink of discovering something extraordinary. He circled the tree, looking for any clues that might indicate where the treasure was buried. As he examined the base of the tree, he noticed a small, hollowed-out section of the trunk. Inside, there was a piece of wood that didn't quite match the rest. Jack carefully removed it, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside the compartment was a small, ornate box, covered in the same strange symbols as the chest he had found in the forest. Jack opened the box, and inside was a golden medallion, inscribed with even more symbols. The medallion seemed to glow with a faint, otherworldly light. As he held it in his hands, Jack felt a strange sensation, as if the medallion was resonating with the very air around him. He knew this was the key to the treasure. Following the map's instructions, Jack placed the medallion into a small, circular indentation in the ground near the base of the tree. As soon as the medallion touched the ground, there was a loud rumbling sound, and the earth began to tremble. Jack stepped back as the ground split open, revealing a hidden staircase leading down into the darkness. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, Jack descended the staircase. The air grew cooler as he went deeper, and the light from the entrance above grew dim. At the bottom of the stairs, Jack found himself in a large, underground chamber. The walls were lined with ancient carvings, depicting scenes of long-forgotten civilizations and their treasures. In the center of the chamber was a large stone pedestal, upon which rested a magnificent chest, much larger and more ornate than the one Jack had found in the forest. The chest was adorned with precious gems and intricate metalwork, and it seemed to glow with a soft, golden light. Jack's heart raced as he approached the chest, knowing that he had finally found the lost treasure. With trembling hands, Jack opened the chest. Inside, he found piles of gold coins, glittering jewels, and priceless artifacts. There were ancient scrolls, beautifully crafted weapons, and exquisite pieces of jewelry. Jack could hardly believe his eyes. He had found the treasure of a lifetime. But as he marveled at the riches before him, Jack noticed something else in the chest. Nestled among the treasures was a small, leather-bound journal. Curious, Jack picked it up and began to read. The journal belonged to an explorer who had discovered the treasure centuries ago. The explorer had chronicled his journey, detailing the challenges he had faced and the secrets he had uncovered. As Jack read the journal, he realized that the treasure was not just a collection of riches, but also a repository of knowledge. The artifacts and scrolls contained the wisdom of ancient civilizations, and the journal revealed the explorer's insights into the mysteries of the world. Jack knew that this treasure was more valuable than he had ever imagined. Determined to honor the explorer's legacy, Jack decided to share the knowledge he had discovered with the world. He carefully packed the most important artifacts and scrolls into his backpack, along with the journal. He knew that the treasure could change the lives of many people, just as it had changed his own. With a sense of purpose, Jack made his way back up the staircase and out of the underground chamber. The forest seemed different now, as if it were alive with the secrets of the past. As he walked back to Maplewood, Jack felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had embarked on an incredible adventure, faced numerous challenges, and discovered a treasure that would leave a lasting impact on the world. When Jack returned to Maplewood, he was greeted with awe and admiration. The townspeople listened in rapt attention as he recounted his journey and shared the knowledge he had gained. The artifacts and scrolls were put on display in the town's library, where they became a source of inspiration and learning for generations to come. Jack's adventure had not only brought him wealth and fame, but also a deeper understanding of the world and its mysteries. He had learned that the greatest treasures were not made of gold and jewels, but of knowledge and wisdom. And as he looked out at the smiling faces of his friends and neighbors, Jack knew that his journey was just beginning. For the rest of his life, Jack continued to explore the world, uncovering hidden secrets and sharing his discoveries with others. He became a celebrated adventurer and scholar, known far and wide for his courage and curiosity. And though he encountered many more challenges and dangers along the way, Jack always remembered the lessons he had learned from the lost treasure of Maplewood.